little ambitious there for the Seraphine. Don't know what she did to deserve this, but
Oh, we know what she
despite
did.
that,
We know what she did.
yeah, she locked in Seraphine. I think
Yeah.
it's all very clear. But despite that, yeah, I think they've been really suffering from not having a lot of vision. Fortnite has also been just off the map on the timers that they really do need help, and they're pulling engages. I feel like Chain User and Kakma need to pick their fights a little bit more smartly when the jungler is actually on their side and has room to help. But despite that, I think they're pretty happy with that dragon play on the bottom side of the map.
And you can now see across this entire bot side, especially that red quadrant of the side of City Mouse is lit up with a whole bunch of wards, both blue and red. Fortnite now going to try to slip in. They just get the dry engage off onto Lyrax. Doesn't have a flash, and Fortnite phase dives in for the kill.
Yeah, and I guess the same thing goes for Lyrax. They just did not have the vision. And
Chromie now has the cultivation stacked and is looking for this kill. A nice ult and flash, beautifully played by the Zahen.
City Mouse is here to try and look for something. Chromie does still have that res and is really, really strong. I'm not sure if City Mouse has quite enough damage to kill him. He's playing his fight very slowly, kind of waiting for Zeri and Seraphine to kind of make their way up there.
Yeah, Zeri's going to be able to kick flip over the wall. City Mouse has used that kick, but meanwhile, mid lane, it's just a straight solo for Ennis on the Lissandra. Chromie just trying to buy as much time as possible, but that means that Lyrax is the benefactor of the play top side.
Yeah, and huge solo kill from Enos, obviously, but I mean that is a huge, huge kill for Lyrax. I mean, killing the top laner also just nets like 1 billion XP because he's just so far ahead of everyone else on the map, and he's just gonna be able to get this whole wave, these plates, kind of for free. Obviously, he's a little bit isolated, but there's not that E to kind of hop away from Fortnite. But yeah, that is very, very big for Lyrax.
Now, we will have some swaps coming out here as Real SD trying to hold on in the bot side with Chromie teleporting up top as well. So, Lyrax Dragon, they came up for that top kill against Chromie. They are going to stay assigned to the top side, especially given that Aatrox doesn't have TP to kind of bail out this swap. As Chromie is not entirely deterred by the 1v2. Fortnite's trailing.
It's going to be a
big
skirmish here.
But so is City Mouse. Everyone making their way up into this top river. But nothing much to come.
Kind of a weird lane matchup in the bot side, but Runner is looking.
Yeah, but that parallel conversion is easily evaded. There's going to be Herald started up now by the side of Fortnite. They're trying to maybe look for Knights down here. Proto Belt into the Frozen Tomb. That extra reach will help them execute the victor. But now here comes the counterpunch. Chain User's on the hunt, but City Mouse is able to slink away. His mid laner, though, is looking rough for wear. A nice Frozen Path out over the wall. City Mouse now trying to find a way out of this one. Chain User's able to find the knockup. Meanwhile, topside, it's Dragon and Lyrax in the 1v2, trying to stave off this Zahen, and they will do so. Lyrax picks up an important kill. Herald's still on the rift, but we'll see if either team wants to make a move for it.
Yeah, and this lane matchup has just been so bad for Chromie. He really needed to get out of this lane sooner, but they haven't had a chance to kind of bail out Chromie and like move Kakma top. Considering these role quests are all done, they can actually move across the map just fine, but this has been a little bit worse for wear for the side of Fortnite. Obviously, they did win it on the skirmish in the mid lane, but despite that.
Yeah, and especially with Chain User moving up topside, it meant that Real SD was not under much duress down here. He's been kind of able to catch up from the early hole that Chromie put him in. And now he's in a good position to help his team out on this dragon.
Yep, and Fortnite pretty far from this dragon. They're going to get quite a lot of XP. They're going to actually fight
going
here.
to turn on to Kuromi, who's going in very early ahead of the play, but they're just going to lock down the 10. He gets Dragon Rage kicked away, is able to stay alive for now as the World Enders pop by Real SD. Parallel conversion on the backline, not going to find much of a stun, but the Zehen is going low. He has the cultivation. It's 1 kill for Fortnite as the red team is piling through. It's going to be CC down onto the Echo, but he has the ult still available. The cultivation didn't even have to get popped by Kuromi's Zehen, I believe, as Ennis not able to find a Miracle Steal. Real SD is still on the wrong side of the rift, so chaotic 5v5 that somehow only ends with 1 body on the floor, but an important dragon to the side of Fortnite, as SD is going to try to mess around with some Blast Plant shenanigans, but Kalkma's there to shut him down.
Yeah, and Fortnite was huge in that fight. I feel like was doing so much work on that Echo. Had a little bit of a silent early game, but was able to eventually find those kills that allow him to snowball with that Dusk and Dawn. I think he's in a very good position right now. Has that CS lead as well. Has that Shadow Flame pretty close to completion. So gonna feel pretty good now in these exchanges.
The Lion does not concern himself with the status of your bot lane. He may not have been there against City Mouse's weird pathing and the pressure that this Lee Sin was trying to apply with a ton of early ganks. That meant that Fortnite was able to build that CS lead, get up to these items, at which point he can play very well at these objective fights. Now definitely opening up the game. And I mean, with all the pressure Lyrax and Dragon had in the 2v2, with all the attention they got from City Mouse's Lee Sin, kind of surprising to see that they haven't been able to lock up any of these first 3 dragons.
That is the case. I think Fortnite has been just doing a great job kind of playing his timers well and making sure he's on the map to set up for the dragon at the right time. Obviously, a little bit late to the dragon, but they kind of threw the fight on their own terms, and Fortnite was able to get there late and kind of turn the tides. But Romy just kind of walking forward at Lyrax.
He puts pressure down to Lyrax. Lyrax using the ulti and the ghost to try to just keep this Hen at bay. Meanwhile, there's a fight on the Herald. The Encore hits multiple, but the Herald is secured by Fortnite. His team now has to escape over the backside of the wall, but Chain User and City Mouse don't want to let that happen. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's Zehen looking for a Grim Deliverance. The other side cancels the Frozen Tomb. Meanwhile, City Mouse able to find a double kill, but Nightstone is isolated. Dragon, and that's a freebie for the victor. Kuromi now in a battle. Hits a 2-man dreaded return, but he doesn't have the passive. He doesn't have the revive. It's now just 2v2 around the pit, but Nightstone and Kalkma realize probably shouldn't opt in for that one. They go to clean up the mid wave.
Fortnite was not even able to press Chrono Break in that top lane exchange. Just got CC'd to death, or pretty much one shot in the top lane exchange. Obviously, Kuromi kind of fighting off Lyrax on the mid wave. Took a bunch of damage, but Lyrax in turn was not able to join that fight. So pretty much a 4v4 on both sides, and they came out on top with the City Mouse gold advantage here. 9 kills now on that Lee Sin.
Yeah, Fortnite is lurking for a
Aatrox needs to be careful.
play.
Real SDS in some real trouble.
Yeah, Fortnite doesn't find the parallel convergence, but is able to easily get away from the chains. Rakan in the area. Night's Dawn as well with the Chovy belt to just make sure that they lock up that kill. Pretty much a dead even heat here. 20 minutes into the game, but Rift Herald did go to Kuromi. Gonna try to crash that into mid, and a 21-minute Baron is the attempt here. Mid tower goes down, but Zehen pops out of that Herald, surrounded by 3 mice that are trying to pick him apart. Now Chain User is able to find the re-engage. Lyrax has to kickflip over the wall. It was an ambitious Baron, but it doesn't even result in maybe the fight they were looking for mid. Kuro gonna try some good driving, all things considered. He is able to get a crash and a double knock. Dragon, though, with a 3-man encore, trying to turn this fight around. Ennis on the side. The Lyssandra's under pressure. She's not able to survive. City Mouse is able to get in there, though. He picks up 2. He's gonna look for a 3rd. As Kalkma's Featherstorm is not gonna stop Lee Sin, but the Blade Caller isn't gonna do it either. A triple to the Lee Sin. As now it's City Mouse's team looking towards the Baron. He's speechless.
Kuromi just drove it all the way in to the mid lane and like into that choke, and they just got 3-man Seraphine ulted for pretty much no reason. I don't really know what happened there,
Yeah,
but
but Kuromi doesn't want to let this
yeah,
Baron go
that's
without a fight. It's down to 4K. Fortnite's in the area, and maybe City Mouse have bit off more than they can chew. Teleport in from Nightstone as City Mouse is able to force Fortnite to quarterback, but the Baron is still leashed. Somehow,
oh my
in the
god.
ring around, it is Fortnite that loses the fight, but sends enough men in to get the Baron.
They're just really underestimating how much damage they're doing to this Baron. Nightstone needs to be a little bit careful here.
We can't be face
He's
crazy.
checking this line bush.
Out of the line brush. Here they
Hopefully
come.
not. City Mouse is
Nightstone's
here,
in
though.
trouble. Trying to get away. A nice turn by chain users. Trying to peel for the back line. Victor and Zaya are going to be okay. No flash now. Nightstone's Fortnite around the back. Finds the assassination on the enemy mid. And now City Mouse is looking worse for wear. Here comes another phase dive. And a pop from the Echo. Kuromi doesn't even need to get involved as his team is cleaning up the fight. The Blast Plate will barely get Lyrax out of the way of the Time Winder. Baron, the fight, and now Infernal Soul to the side of Fortnite.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed. Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
What a performance from Fortnite. He has just been right place, right time, pretty much in every exchange. I feel like, besides obviously that Herald that kind of went a little bit not their way, but
Hey, he didn't drive
the
that.
dragon.
He takes no responsibility.
Yeah, that was all on Kuromi. We can blame that on Kuromi, who should know better. Considering highest ranked player on their team. Maybe it's the buff, the Fortnite team buff. The Fortnite, he has the namesake. He's like the main character of the show.
Yeah.
He has plot armor. I think that's what the term I was looking for.
Yeah, that's what the kids are calling it. But City Mouse wants to be a main character of his own, like he was in that early game. The Zehen is getting everything thrown at him. Chain users trying to come to his defense, and they actually kill off the Lee Sin and buy enough time for the resurrection of the Zehen. And now there's reinforcements, and I don't think that's the button we wanted to press. It's Nightstone that claims the kill, and it's going to be 5v3 on the Rift.
V3 indeed. Yeah, looking for that engage, but they just don't do enough damage. I feel like they're just lacking quite a bit of upfront follow-up. Zeri kind of wants to kite away, but Lissandra at this point not doing quite enough with the items she has to try and get those resets. Sieging away at this bot tower. Playing the 3-2, City Mouse.
Kuromi might get caught now on the
wants to
dark
push
and
their numbers
chains.
advantage here, but Zaya and Echo are going to reconnect. Kuromi
Trying to go forward here. He is able to get himself out, but actually going back in with the ultimate as he's got Fortnite by his side. They lock up the Seraphine, take out the bot lane. The Dragon's Rage is good, and here comes Ennis on the backside. A massive frozen tomb as Fortnite needs to chrono break to get the health back in his favor. Kokma is staying alive, which means City Mouse and SDS cannot go too far forward. Kuromi still wants to tango. Wants some healing off the Sundered Sky. He's not going to get Sonic Wave hits, and Fortnite could be in trouble. On a sliver of HP, he'll get away, and City Mouse will pay in blood for taking that Q in. It is a completed ace for the side of Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean, City Mouse just has all the gold. We saw that beautiful engage by Enos, but just not enough damage to deal with any of them. They kind of all didn't really die to the frozen tomb. But I think despite that huge play from Fortnite, I think the Zanya's armor was crucial there. City Mouse not able to pick up that kill, and they were just able to kill him in return. I think everything has just been so close in these fights. I think Zeri now with these 3 items maybe hopes to carry a team fight, but they really need to keep her in the fight for her to actually start free firing.
Yeah, Zeri absolutely needs time to skate around these fights, to wear down the opposition while keeping that ult going. Not exactly the same goal that Lee Sin and Lissandra are maybe gonna have, looking to pop someone with these ultimates. But hey, if they can find a priority target, by all means. Kalkma's Cleanse, Kalkma's Flash are both down. They can make a play for this Zaya. It was a dead heat 20 minutes in, but now at 27 minutes, it is Infernal Soul and an 8k gold lead for the side of Fortnite. Kuromi not going to get caught out just yet. Actually going to go back in with the Grim Deliverance. City Mouse now might be in trouble, engaged on. The Charm is massive, but Lyrax is still caught out. Brought back by the Charm and slain by Fortnite. It's now going to be the rest of Red to clean up. Fortnite's going to easily pop that enemy support. And City Mouse, he has his namesake in the team as well, but Fortnite is just different as the main. He's the main character. The rival is not stepping up here anymore. It's a solo kill for Night's Dawn to put the finishing touches on game number 1.
It's been all jungle matchup in this game, and Fortnite comes out on top. His plot armor was stronger than this game 1.
Does City
game
Mouse
one
have a
goes
miracle
over.
in him? Absolutely not. Fortnite even able to chrono break on 5 HP to deny the kill and get the victory here in game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, what a performance from Fortnite. But obviously, Chromie doing so much heavy lifting. I think just his presence alone in those late game team fights have just been just such a force to deal with for the side of I Am City Mouse. But despite that, Fortnite just finding those right timers to get his damage off and start picking people one by one. I think played that Echo very, very well. And yeah, looking to game 2.
Yeah, I Am City Mouse is going to need more than some early jungle action to get themselves going in these games. We'll see what they're able to draw up for game number 2 coming right up. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Perfectly done. Welcome in, everyone, for game number 2 between HCM, City Mouse, and Fortnite. Game number 1. HCM, City Mouse definitely had the edge early, but Fortnite came roaring back on the back of their jungler and his proficient echo gameplay. We're already way into draft for game number 2 with Cassante and Senna as the early lock-ins.
Yeah, Senna for Kokma, I believe, and Cassante for High City Mouse. Looks like they're just trying to play something safe topside that kind of just neutralizes lane with that Cassante into those bruises that Kuromi does like to play. It looks like Enos is going to pick up that Syndra, something that he has been playing a lot this tournament, has been finding a lot of success on. Just his previous match, he had to sub in for, I believe it was Nico. He had to sub in for Nico, and he played with Syndra. have found a lot of success there in their win over Hagen Dazs. So yeah, I think gonna have to see what Fortnite has to answer. It looks like they're gonna pick up the Silas into the Syndra.
Yeah, was gonna ask if you are comfortable with a Syndra blind at this stage, but looks like Silas is gonna be the counter. It's not gonna just be control mage versus control mage. Night's Dawn maybe wants the mid lane early to go a bit differently than it did in game number 1, where he was under a good bit of pressure by the Lissandra Lee Sin. This time, gonna have some playmaking chops on the Silas. Now Nautilus picked up for the side of chain user. Or wait.
Yeah, that's chain user. Yeah, that's chain user Nautilus. Yeah, I think maybe they're just trying to play like a Senna comp like this, where just have a bunch of melee champs in a Senna to kind of just play the backline, and something that can actually reach them. And it looks like they're just gonna look for the Nautilus just straight counter pick with the Morgana. So I do like that actually. It's also pretty good into the Silas. Not so much the Senna, I would say, later into the game. Not really any ways you can catch her. So the Sai of Haim City Mouse definitely needs some engage to kind of get some lockdown so that Morgana and Syndra can actually follow up with their other CC abilities.
Yeah, I mean, Morgana definitely works nicely in this lane with the E to nullify the Nautilus engage, the bind to lock people up. But as the game goes on, you pretty much just become an E-bot. Everyone is fast enough to evade your Qs unless, you, like you said, you have some initial CC from someone else. Your R isn't going to really do too much because you'll die anyway. And so you really just become a champ that's... and hope the fight works from there. Do have a lot of top lane bans streaming in for second phase. No Garen, no Mordekaiser, no Jace. I am curious that Fortnite didn't ban away the Caitlyn. Caitlyn Morgana is kind of that older school oppressive combo that we see with something like the Morgana. And we'll see if AMC Mouse want to go bot lane with their 4th pick. And it's going to be the Sivir.
Yeah, it seems like if they're kind of drafting like a lot of melee champs, I think the Sivir is good. Obviously, the Morgana can keep her safe from like the primary CC or like the primary engage of the Nautilus, of maybe the Silas. So I do like the champion. Maybe they were just like not really looking to dominate lane, but kind of just get push off and play the map from there. And yeah, I'm liking their comp so far. I think we're gonna have to see what Fortnite has to answer with. Looks like an Ornn for Kuromi.
Even more melees, but also something that is not typically in Kuromi's wheelhouse. Yeah, he's got a lot of champs banned against him, 5 to be in fact. But the Ornn is going to be the champ he falls back on here. Again, just having everyone pour in with that initial engage to get these melees in position. And now, even more alt buttons to press with the Diana lock-in for Fortnite.
Yeah, so I don't love the full dive comp they drafted here. They kind of just want to go, and the Sivir, if they can keep the Sivir safe, the Sivir kind of has no threat. It could just like bounce all these blades between them and just do a billion damage. So they really have to space well. They have to find flanks, I believe, with this team comp, as they kind of just go. They're also very heavy on the AP side, with Senna being the sole AD on their team, and it looks like City Mouse gonna lock in the Viego. So not something I was looking for. I was looking for maybe like something like a Jarvan, something that maybe had engage or counter engage, but it looks like they locked in Viego to try and get City Mouse, kind of get the snowball rolling. But yeah, I don't love the Viego pick. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's got me scratching my head as well, right? It's a kind of selfish, more selfish pick, right? Where you have, like you said, you're sharing down this full dive composition, and you have something like a Morgana on your team that would really like some easy CC to play off of, or just any frontline to team up with this Cassante so that they can take space.
Viego... Yeah, and I think City Mouse's idea is really just to look with with the Syndra. I feel like obviously later game gonna be a little bit hard to find any like just straight up just if they're like in the mid lane in like some sort of broad space with vision. Gonna be kind of hard to land a Morgana bind. But yeah, it looks like they're just trying to play the counter engage kind of situation where like if they engage, kind of just Morgana Black Shield the primary target, play the Syndra, play the Syndra QE, play the Sivir like blades, and just have the Viego jump in at the right moment to kind of get a reset and turn the fight.
Yeah, we'll see how City Mouse can pilot the champion here, even if we are not the biggest fans of it. Pretty clear identity on the side of Fortnite. We'll see if Ham City Mouse can counter all that dive, as we will take a moment to step away before getting into game number 2.
All right. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta put some stuff away. Yeah, Fortnite. We are mini. All right, I'm back. A sec. Red 0. Yeah, all right. 3, 2, 1. Oops.
Welcome in, everyone, for game number 2
Welcome.
between Hey, I'm City Mouse and Fortnite. Fortnite doing good things for Fortnite in game number 1 on his Echo, getting his team to the finish line. We'll see if City Mouse can pull something out here. Mentioning picks, the Morgana bot. Definitely one to keep our eyes on as that kind of neutralizer against the Senna Nautilus early on. But he also got Fortnite on his signature Diana.
Yeah, I think something that they really love to play. And obviously, City Mouse playing a little bit of an aggressive, or rather, kind of greedy jungler. Something that definitely wants to get gold early on to kind of snowball the game. Chromie picking up a tank here, but I think Ornn actually wins this matchup pretty early on. There's a lot of just kind of stat checks you. He just does a lot of damage.
Yeah, you can see
the real
Karomi
SDS.
doing the tech of, hey, let's only buy the refillable pot on the Ornn so that you can get an early item build up with good value.
Yeah, and that refillable pot is enough. He's just building in his face, but the refillable pot is enough to just win out on these trades regardless.
Down a level, gets the brittle to cancel out the Intel Post Strike, and SD has to very much respect the W damage that can come out from the Ornn autos. Both junglers this time going to be pathing towards that bottom side, but Raptors are warded either way. So both bot lanes should hopefully not be too surprised with any early jungle shenanigans.
Yep, I agree. SDS has to secure that cannon, but yeah, Chromie definitely winning out on these trades. Picks up that Dorn helm that he built. But nice on feeling a little bit more comfortable in the early game on this Silas, something that I've seen him play before. So hopefully looking to be a little bit more involved in this game. But that being said, doesn't have the greatest ults to steal. Syndra ult doesn't really get the bonus damage that she gets from having more orb or spheres on the field. And Cassante ult, not very useful. Lyrax's ult, probably not that useful either, unless they're trying to engage a fight. The only really useful ult is probably the Viego ult or the Morgana ult. Both of which, could be better, but despite that, I think Nightstone just looking to play the lane a little bit more safely on the Silas.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like it's one of the reasons we don't see Silas picked as early as he maybe was in this draft, where you don't see any Giga ultimates for him to steal. But, I mean, hey, it's worked out for guys like Zero Domain, like Hoptech before, with early Silas picks. So we'll see if Nightstone can do the same against Ennis here.
And on the other hand, it kind of dissuades them from picking something that does have like a high impact ulti. So maybe there's a couple things that they could have picked and they maybe could have avoided. So there's the plus side, but obviously that is the luxury of the enemy team to have that choice.
We will see Fortnite looping up towards this top side just to protect against any sort of shenanigans from City Mouse. Both junglers just going to restart their top two bot clears.
Oh, looks like, yeah, not a lot of opportunities to kind of get involved in any lane thus far. They're just pretty much mirrored on these clears. City Mouse, albeit maybe a little bit faster, but Diana does have the faster clear speed in the early game. So probably will catch up pretty soon. Chromie silently has a 12 CS lead in the top lane. So this Ornn, yeah, obviously we're not probably looking at Chromie as an Ornn player or a tank player, though he does like to pull out the Scion, but obviously he is very comfortable on most of these top lane champs and can pilot them very well.
Had a nice little brittle to immune the knock from the Pathmaker there from Real SD. We did see it a bit yesterday with A2 YOLO getting big leads in tank versus tank matchups. Whether they translated, we'll leave that up to the beholder, as it is going to be a call of the Forge God to cancel the back. But meanwhile, mid-side Ennis is able to just get away. Not too much threat from Fortnite before he has that ultimate.
Denimals actually started this dragon in the meantime while this is happening. And it looks like Lyrax and Dragon do have that prio, so City Mouse just going to be able to pick that up for his team. An early dragon at 5 minutes. I feel pretty good, actually converting on the bot prio that they kind of drafted. Obviously, Cockmon chain user probably expected this when they locked in the Senna Nautilus. And they're just looking to scale up as the time goes on. So they're okay with giving this first dragon.
Yeah, Center Nautilus definitely more of that immovable object down there in the bot lane that you know you're gonna be by your tower, but you're gonna always be relevant. You're not gonna give up too much. And you're just trying to hang in there throughout the game. But that dragon nicely taken by City Mouse. Level 6s are going to start to get hit across the board. Any particular lane you're looking at to maybe get some early action going.
Indeed. Warnhorn obviously blown by Kuromi earlier. Not really sure what that was for. I think the camera panned away. I'm not sure if he was trying to push the wave, but Real SDS does have that all out available to him as the ult advantage. City Mouse also pathing up here. So maybe they can look to convert onto something, but looks like they're just going to keep clearing the waves. Or, sorry, clearing the camps. Probably not too much happening. As Real SDS, big trade here. If he lands this in Tofa Strikes, he might go all out here.
He is able to find it, but yeah, not going to pull the trigger just yet there. Does have
here, though.
Both junglers working their way top. Kuromi doesn't find a knock, but now could be in trouble as he's path make back. All out from SDS. Trying to pick up the solo, but nice flash from Kuromi. Real SDS trying to get away, but here comes Fortnite with the Moonfall. They need a bit more damage. There's a scoop with the Intofo Strike. Flash forward from City Mouse to claim the kill. And now he's got a reset as he's looking to keep the play up. And a Heartbreaker in to get the double kill on the Viego.
That was great by City Mouse to kind of join the fight late, I believe. Just waiting for Fortnite and Kuromi to both burn their flashes and kind of chase SDS for the kill onto him. Obviously, Kasante very hard to kill. They had to burn all those resources, and City Mouse just able to pick up that quick double kill. So the champ we're looking at is pretty greedy. You know, does find those 2 kills they needs to start snowballing, and is actually going to be pretty relevant in this game. I feel like.
He's off to a great start, but they're going to look for NS, who burns the flash, evades the ram. Nightstone still gets a good combo in. They did throw in the Dawning Shadow from Kalkma as well. Like the attempt from Kuromi to try to get that off, timing with the ult, but NS with the flash, never really in any real danger.
Yep, exactly. And I believe Nightstone not going the more traditional, or going the more traditional W max, not the new build, what the new kids are going Q max, since Silas Q just got buffed pretty heavily. I would like to see it in this matchup as well, considering Silas himself does have some trouble clearing the waves into Enos later on, so probably.
City Mouse gets in for a nice
Yeah,
red buff.
a lot of people
steal.
mid, actually. A lot of people mid here.
Yeah, but now both junglers and both supports lurking around the mid lane. Ennis with no flash does need some kind of cover, but he's getting good chunks onto Night's Dawn. Dragon does make themselves seen in the mid lane, so Fortnite probably going to think better of any risky plays out here.
Yeah, and City Mouse kind of just out-tempoing Fortnite, was able to steal that red, as you said earlier. 13 CS lead now, and has some bot side camps to clear as well, so gonna start snowballing on this Viego. I feel like this next dragon is gonna be pretty scary for Fortnite to be able to walk in as well.
For built Viego, not quite there just yet from this Silas Diana, from this Senna, as an easy spell shield, and the binding hits onto the carry. Kalkma needs to get away, but the Spirit Shackles will be untethered. Dragon with a bit of a late flash, but Chain User is still in trouble, as here comes the Viego. Dredge line isn't gonna get Chain User out of this one. They'll give it over to Lyrax, and now the bot lane is getting involved for the side of City Mouse.
Oh. The Senna ult just got spell shielded there. I think Lyrax just got that up. But yeah, again, they're able to find that bot prio into conversion. Dragon makes a very aggressive play on the Morgana. As looks to fight here, but Fortnite does have that ult advantage. City Mouse no ulti, but it
Yeah,
doesn't
he's
even
gonna try to still
matter.
go for the fight, but I mean the level advantage. All City Mouse needed, I guess, in that one. Did not care at all for the moon falling on top of him. Now all out in the top lanes. Kuromi can't redirect the Ornhorn. Is able to Searing Charge to safety.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, yeah, didn't even need that ulti to kill off Fortnite. I mean, just the Kraken was enough. Considering they had the same item, I'm actually not sure if Fortnite had that Dusk and Dawn earlier, but despite that, that is huge for the side of Higham City Mouse.
And I mean, last time, I Am City Mouse was the main character of the early game on his Lee Sin. But it came at the expense of him falling behind in camps in Fortnite, steadily picking up a bit of a lead in the jungle position. Not the case this time. The early kill City Mouse has been picking up has not been costing him any CS. He's been taking away camps from Fortnite's Diana. And he is poised to have a nice game 2 here as he is again looking topside with his Syndrome.
And I think City Mouse has to try and convert this game. The gold, again, is all on him. Obviously, Lyrax does have that lead with that kill and the prio that they've built, but we're not getting spotted on a ward here. Looks like they're going to engage anyway. Chain user.
Yeah, they do
It's
use...
so hard to engage into Black Shield, Spell Shield, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I mean, they did overlap it for a bit of minus value, but I mean, there's not much for Chain User or Fortnite to really try to go for that play there. City Mouse just continue to farm on up here as Espiego is going to try to go bot to defend these camps. Not full clearing his topside, and now maybe Chain User could be caught out as my camera is stuck topside as this Nautilus is trying to get away from the Spirit Shackles. Now here's the play in, 3-man Moonfall, but it's not doing enough damage. City Mouse, though, can't find the kill. Unleashed Power onto Fortnite is the first domino to fall. Kokma now on the back foot as Chain User trying to make some space will give up their life. As Kokma and Nightstone are limping away. But here comes Viego. Finds another Maw. And it's a double. Now Nightstone with the last of the Proto Belt can't kill Arvenis. And he is going to fall mid as well. It was the side of Fortnite trying to get active in the bot jungle. But it all just backfires.
It's a horror. It's a horror. That was kind of hard to watch for Fortnite, but I mean, what a play from Higham City Mouse. All their team members were just ready to go. City Mouse played that extremely well, was able to ult out to kind of buffer all the damage that was focused on him. But yeah, I mean, he just was able to get that Diana reset, and looks like we're gonna see a fight top.
Yeah, SDAS has his flash, and Kuromi, flag switch. I'm sure.
Probably got bamboozled by the flash. Wasn't expecting it. You know, it's like if you're gonna flash away, why even, you know?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Let the Ram go on its way. It's got places.
Like, yeah, that's fine. Not even no reason to even use it as a BCJ user. Just, you know, not very fun for the Nautilus, obviously, when you hook somebody and they don't go anywhere.
They don't go anywhere. You don't go anywhere. You're just...
Well, you're walking forward, but they don't. They're just.
But
you're
not pulling yourself any closer, right? Like barely.
Yeah, that's true. But
he's just a lonely seaman with the anchor there. As gotta look for plays where the Morgana and Sivir are not, but gonna vision to make sure that Syndra's okay. And now the top lane play is maybe gonna look better for the side of City Mouse. Kuromi though is full HP and has a lot of armor, so he's perfectly fine.
Yeah, Kuromi might be the only member on their team who does have that gold lead on his side. 600 gold on him, but despite that, 3.5k gold for the side of Higham City Mouse. So they're just gonna look to start up this Herald.
Yeah, City Mouse first to play here.
Good thing is, yeah, no towers fallen yet for Higham City Mouse. 15 minutes in, so we're still definitely ways back into this game until they start playing a little bit more aggressively. I feel like with this Herald and the dragon spawning in 30 seconds, probably gonna look to really speed run, not speed run, but pick up the pace on the pace of the game.
Yeah. I mean, I guess one thing if you want to look for on the side of Fortnite is that it is a very squishy Viego with the Kraken Slayer and Collector. He does a lot of damage, but he may not be able to survive if enough stuff gets dropped on their heads. Lyrax and Dragon, this time not overlapping the spells, which means the hook doesn't do anything, the depth charge doesn't do anything. And now Dragon is on the Rift. Rift Herald summoned up in mid as SDS and Kuromi just having a noodle fight. NS pops out of the Herald at a weird angle. We may need to check for his driver's license after this one. He is caught out here. Going to still throw out the ulti onto Kokma. He is going to be found out. He is going to be killed. But meanwhile, Diana was trying to make a play in the back line while her team could do nothing to help her. The hook goes right into the back of the Herald. And there's nothing but death awaiting Nightstone here. You have to imagine he's trying to go back in, make a montage play with these chains, but he's out of mana. City Mouse is able to survive, but Nightstone at least able to survive. Now, top laners TPing down after the fight has maybe already ended. Kuromi does have that ultimate as he is confidently walking into a 1v4.
Whoa! Wow, I mean,
Wait, we are looping around this wall for what exactly? Team, where's my team, guys? I'm making so much space here.
At?
Look at this knockup, guys. Where's my Diana?
Hello, follow up. Hello, team. I'm not sure what Kuromi was thinking to just walk into that line bush just willy-nilly like nothing was happening. Maybe he didn't develop any object permanence. Just didn't see all of them in the mid lane like 2 seconds before that.
Hey, but Nightstone is still looking for this one. They get Fortnite in. The secure is actually for Cassante. And now it's a fight in the pit as Fortnite has to limp away. No one falls in the aftermath, but it is the Dragon secure. It is Soul Point for Hi, I'm City Mouse.
Yeah, and like I said, this is where they really start to pick up the pace with these objectives. Soul Point now on the side of City Mouse. But yeah, even their one lane that was losing, when you see them just die like that, it does feel pretty discouraging. But despite that, I feel like they really need to look for something kind of sneaky. They need to play these side lanes a little bit to not play the 5v5, because I feel like we saw the chain user kind of engage just get absolutely snuffed out. I feel like it is just very hard to play into this Sivir, into this Morgana, and like given a dive comp like this, if you don't have the damage to kill anybody, you're just gonna get collected by the Viego, and just pretty much the resets are gonna be enough to kill your whole team. So it does feel very hard to kind of play the map at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we criticized the Viego for not being too great against the dive as maybe some other options, but when he's ahead like this, and the Nautilus is behind, and
yeah, all that
goes out the behind, whoever's going in is gonna die, and give over a reset for City Mouse to start causing some damage.
Yeah, they just lack the gold, they lack the damage, they lack the EXP, and at this point, yeah, they really just need to look for side lane plays. I feel like kind of like City Mouse is doing right now, but would like to see Fortnite kind of doing the same thing. Nightstone respecting the Mount Enos is kind of walking forward here, and gonna see Viego on this pink ward as well, but looks like they're just gonna look into their bot side. Fortnite gonna try to defend it, but I don't think this is a fight they actually want. We are stuck in the top side for a very entertaining gameplay, but there is some stuff happening.
He's gonna kidnap him over the wall for sure. No. Meanwhile, bot side chain user is stunned up by the scatter, and there's nothing for Nautilus to do. Now City Mouse legendary, 9 kills to his name here in game number 2. Hey, he's got his name on the team bus as well. So he's been taking over. He's been the main character for sure here in game number 2. And now 20-minute Baron perhaps on the table.
Yeah. I think his name was on the episode in this game. So he will have the plot armor. That's how it goes.
Yeah, Nightstone just going to face check in, and it is going to be City Mouse lying in wait with the burst from Enis's Syndra. I mean, is there a TV show where the main character switches between seasons? I think these are the important questions we need to ask ourselves.
This might be blasphemous. I don't watch TV personally,
Okay.
but probably.
I don't know, like Doctor Who?
Probably.
Does that count?
Yeah, something like that. Come on, flash away, but
Pokemon gonna have
looks
to
like
flash
they're
away
in
from the
big trouble
scatter
here.
as Kuromi is trying to tank up on the front side. Here comes a Moonfall onto the back on Lyrax trying to get out safe. But here is Diana trying to make magic happen, but it's not gonna be doing much against this Sivir who stays alive, cranks out the damage. Now Kog'Maw without a flash is just another domino to fall. Kuromi and SDAS are dueling on the side as they've been all game. Kuromi's gonna get reinforcements from Nightstone, teleporting back into the play. It's a fight win for High City Mouse as they now look towards the Baron.
Yeah, and something that I would have liked to see Nightstone do a little bit more this game is kind of use the Rocket Belt to dodge away with the Syndra QE, or maybe even E to the side, but hasn't found much luck on the Silas as they try to contest this Baron
They're
with
trying to go in with these solo lanes,
very
but the
few
Baron
resources.
is already gone. That's an easy secure. SDAS playing bouncer, but maybe there's some desynced backs that Nightstone wants to chase for. A good scatter. Gonna probably be the end of that.
Indeed. I think all things considered, pretty clean gameplay from High City Mouse. They tried to get the mid prio, or rather, Fortnite tried to get that mid prio. They weren't able to do that either. They were able to contest that. And now they're just looking to play the siege game with this Baron. Fortnite looking to get whatever control they can, but I mean, it's all going to get swept away here. And Dragon Soul spawning now. It's going to be that
That's gonna
Chemtech
be
Dragon.
the last stand for the side of Fortnite. They need a big Ornhorn,
They need
a
a
big
miracle.
Moonfall.
They need a miracle. Senna only 57 stacks. And looks like she has opted to give.
Fortnite is gonna, I guess, look for the steal
run
around
for
the
the hill.
back. City Mouse is good on the smite though. He did not have vision in that pit. Fortnite wasn't able to get in for any sort of steal. Chemtech Soul now for the side of City
yeah.
Mouse.
They just don't have the damage to deal with them. This Chemtech Soul definitely not helping. As Fortnite might be caught out here.
Oh dear, here comes another Heartbreaker. He's gonna go golden. The Ornhorn is there for some defense. It hits all 5. That's great and all, but now Kuromi is gonna be the main target. Scatter doesn't quite stun up the Ornn. He's gonna walk this one off, brush all 5 members aside, and try to mount some defense alongside his teammates.
Yeah, they're just looking to siege this at this point. But, I mean, they just don't do enough damage. They don't have any poke. Their engages are just very easily snuffed out. No Ornhorn available. Nautilus just gets one shot.
And
or
it
just gets
does
one
get the
shot.
execute there with the R. Kuromi playing maybe a bit too confidently for a 500 gold tower. He's going to pay for it with his life, and the siege continues.
I think Shiv, yeah, not really much to say in this game in terms of coming back. I feel like obviously never say never, but this game is effectively over. I think you could just say it's wraps.
But the
There's
Ornn
probably
items,
no
hear me out,
way
hear
they're
me out,
coming
hear me
back
out,
in.
hear me out. If we get Ornn items on everyone, that's like 4k gold, basically. Chemtech Soul is supposedly weak compared to other stuff. Arsena will, like, maybe stack her tier before the... I'm not sure about this tier.
Game
build, to be
ends?
honest.
Yeah.
And City
not-
Mouse is a
not
Mortal
sure
Shield
about-
bow means we kind of can't pop it. So I think that's the end of the dreams.
Yeah, and I feel like City Mouse will finish a DD before any of all that happens. And if that happens, the game is definitely over. But despite that, I think I hope Fortnite isn't too discouraged. Obviously, they have one game under their belt. This is probably going to a game 3, given this 12k gold lead. But yeah, just all in all, very well played by City Mouse to just play it very safe. They're also not doing anything crazy. They're just playing it very smart. Not trying to throw their lead. which would be very hard to do. Honestly, I would kind of like to see how they could possibly manage that, given the insurmountable lead they have now. But regardless, looks like they're just playing it very smartly.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked up a lot about City Mouse's Viego this game. I do want to give credit to Lyrax and Dragon here in the bot lane as well, getting the unique Morgana pick to basically nullify this Nautilus. And after a game one where they were constantly getting pushed in, constantly being ganked by the enemy jungler, they said, okay, this time we're going to be the ones putting our foot down early on in laning phase. We're going to be the ones building that early lead. And even if you deal with City Mouse, I mean, this is a 3-item Sivir that is very difficult to really get a hold of in these fights. Nightstone going to try to clean up some CS topside, but now Viego has worked his way up here. And we're, again, probably shouldn't throw our lives away for a 300 gold pound of bricks.
I would tend to agree, but
Yeah, it's more than 300 gold, though. That's an objective bounty. That's the difference maker.
That's an objective bounty, and it cuts the gold lead to 12k. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, City Mouse, I feel like they should just kill this Baron on spawn and end the game. I feel like I don't really expect anything less for them. I feel like if they can't end on this Baron, this final Baron push when they inevitably get it, that will be a big problem. Because if Fortnite can somehow hold the Baron push, I think they're actually in a position where they can come back because of how much gold they're going to get influx from like all the minions spawning, probably people who are inevitably dying and getting shutdowns. But despite that, let's see how they play it after this Baron. I think they're just getting the mid wave. Not really another mid wave to push, so they should just be starting this Baron already. Let's see how cleanly they can play it.
Yeah, they're going to have Arc, Dragon, and Ennis in the Banana Brush, and anyone who walks up that isn't the Ornn is going to get popped. They're going to try to use the Shroud here from Kokma. They see SDAS peeling off, and the scatter hits onto the Senna. She has to flash away from that binding. Now teleport used by Kuromi. City Mouse lying in wait in his mist. It is going to be just mid-wave cleared out on both sides.
They did get that minion wave, but they're kind of choked out in a very awkward position, not even in their own jungle.
Yeah, Kuromi's going to try to use the ult. Scatter hits. 3-man Pathmaker means there's no chance of that Ram coming back. And now City Mouse may be looking for his angle on the other side. Dragon going to be able to immune the depth charges. Nightstone's looking for an angle to fight, but he can't find the abduct. And now here comes City Mouse. Finds the first reset. And it looks like he's going to clean up. He's a Camivorian carnivore as he texts out the double kill. Fortnite's now caught a triple for City Mouse. And it is just Kuromi and Kokma alive.
Clean, very, very good. I mean, obviously, as to be expected, there's not really much to say about that fight. Wasn't all that surprising, but yeah. Cleanly played by HCM City Mouse. Not really much else to say. And we're going to look to play a game 3.
Yeah, game 1
City
had
Mouse.
a bit of back and forth in it. Game 2, an absolute slaughter here by the side of HCM City Mouse. They're even
So it
going to
looks
have...
like they still don't want to end. For some reason, City Mouse has decided to do the Elder, wants to prolong their suffering, and are suffering for watching this stomp.
The mental
which is
game. It's
great.
the mental game. If they
City
draw
Mouse.
it out, they can't mental reset. What are
maybe
the
that's the
rules
case.
on FF?
There are no rules for FF, but
Okay, so
maybe this is
so
a
if
game
they care
that I
about their,
would.
if they
I wouldn't be
value their
mad.
mental, they can F.
I think if they asked to FF, that would be perfectly fine in this situation. But yeah, regardless, I mean, if this is the mental warfare, as you say, I think they're prepping them for next game mentally, just
Yeah.
making
Okay,
them feel even more hopeless than
Here's
they
the
already
real
are.
thing we maybe have to consider as Fortnite's dead. And I think that's going to put the
Fortnite
question I
lost
was
the
going
bot
to
armor,
ask
too.
maybe to rest as he's dead for 45 seconds. Here's the real question. Can Lyrax or City Mouse get a penta in this game?
That is a good question. I think not possible, considering how much both of them want it. one of them will probably steal one of the kills. That's
Okay,
my opinion.
okay.
It might even be Enos. Enos could be involved in one of those, considering his R just executes people at this point.
Yeah, we
think
saw
it
him
could be
take out the
hard for
Ornn like 1k
yeah,
HP. So
yeah. So probably not, you know, probably not too likely. Maybe Enos can get a pentakill, but that also doesn't seem that likely, considering that champion is very single target damage besides the scatter of the weak. But despite all that, they are really prolonging this game. I'm not really sure what else to say. They should really end on this Baron push.
yeah,
They
I
should
mean they've got
really end
Elder.
on this Baron.
Fortnite's dead to the Syndra combo. It's a good Zhonya's, but there is gonna be some more damage waiting for him as he gets some heals from the Senna. Root under the tower there onto Dragon, but they're able to walk it off. Now here comes the siege onto the towers. Should just be an easy business trip here down to the enemy nexus. Scatter hits onto Kokma. He's bound up, and that Tormented Soul is actually going to chip away at him a good bit. Hiromi can get as tanky as he wants, but he is getting closer and closer to that Elder execute.
They are just taking their sweet
Oh my
time
God.
to end this game.
Ornn finds no one. Fortnite's going to fall. That's City Mouse claiming the first kill. The first of many dominoes that have fallen throughout this game. Chain User on the backside is going to be killed. There's the double. There will be no Penta as Lyrax picks up the kill onto the Senna. We will finally get out of game number 2 with a decisive victory for Hi, I'm City Mouse.
18-0-6 on that Viego, something that we thought might have not been that great in the draft phase, but just turned out to be very well just from that double kill topside. Was able to just kind of pace the tempo of the game in his hands. And just what a performance by him. Yeah, we're going to get into game 3.